Hello, and welcome to Menu Heroes Digest. It's me, Steven.
It's a me, Jordan here, bringing up a bigger pizza pile and spaghetti informazione.
Yes, it's let's go. Wahoo, mamma mia.
Yeah, apologies to any of our Italian fans out there. You know, we do it in love.
I cook
We
the
don't mean to offend.
meatball.
Oh no! I poop on my pants.
Okay, sorry, ugly laugh alert. Um,
have, have
so,
you? Do you get the reference?
oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought it was funny, regardless. I'm uncultured, you know this.
All right, that's all that matters.
Alright, so, obviously we're starting with the Super Mario Brothers movie. Um,
Yeah,
it
or
was-
lack thereof.
Yes. So we've known about it for years, and it doesn't have an official name, and there's not a single promotional image for it. We don't even know what the movie looks like. We just not too long ago learned who the cast was. Actually, that was about
Yes, there
2
was a
years
big
ago,
announcement
wasn't
about
it?
that. It feels it, but I'm pretty sure it was probably like last year that there was. It was definitely
It might have been
a
last.
Nintendo Direct. It was where all this was announced.
Yeah. Last year. Sorry, I saw the new release date, which is April 2023, and for some reason my brain's like, oh, okay, it's 2023
Yep.
right now. Which is not true.
Not yet,
Not yet.
but we
So-
are getting there close.
This was actually really funny because it popped up on my Twitter feed. And it's funny because of how it's written. So the Nintendo of America account posted, "This is Miyamoto. After consulting with Chris-san, my partner at Illumination on the Super Mario Bros. Film, we decided to move the global release to spring 2023, April 28th in Japan, and April 7th in North America. My deepest apologies, but I promise it will be well worth the wait." And it's the "this is Miyamoto" bit that gets me. Because I just get this image of Miyamoto, hacking into the Nintendo of America account, and he's like, "Hey guys, this is Miyamoto."
I've stuck past Dan Bowser's, all-seeing eye. I'm here to give you the lowdown of the movie. Doug Bowser, not Dan. I don't know why I said Dan Bowser.
That's fine, it happens. But yeah, we have not heard.
His name is D. Bowser, so
Yeah, we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything about the movie besides this. I read leaks about what the movie might have, and I did not like them. So hopefully 4chan is just being 4chan again. Oops, I dropped my mic. Sorry, guys.
yeah. Speaking of Chan,
Okay.
my tainted internet brain, when I first read this tweet, for some reason I read Chris Chan instead of Chris San, and I'm like, Mr.
We don't
Miyamoto,
talk
why are you
about
going
Chris
anywhere near that
Chan.
individual? Because
Not a word about
Yeah.
Chris Chan. But they were taking care of mom. Nope, we can stop now.
yeah, no.
No, Steven, no, this is a family channel.
Yeah, if I'm the one that's got to censor you, there's a problem. I have my limits, Stephen.
All right. What were we talking about next? We were talking about So, a lot of people point out that it's funny that Nintendo decided to delay it right after Sonic 2 had, the highest video game opening, or highest video game movie opening of all time. So we gotta talk about how Sega does what Nintendo don't. You okay there,
Well,
buddy?
that's Yes.
I just,
It is funny we live in a world where there are two Sonic movies that are legitimately good, and there's only been so far only been one Super Mario Brothers movie that is not that good.
nope.
Man, the behind the scenes of Super Mario Brothers movie in the '90s is so crazy. Not just like there's videos all about that. Of course, there's a
Yeah.
What Happened by Matt Muscle all about that, and there's books, there's interviews from John Leguizamo, and when Dennis
Hopper.
Hopper was still alive, he would talk trash about that movie. It just man, not even just like how bad the movie ended up, but like the movie that could have happened, the movie that was going to be made until they got the directors involved. Like I would have loved to have seen that other alternate timeline. What could have been, you know?
All right. So,
Of course, there was a planned
oh,
a live action Sonic movie in the '90s, and that one had Ken Penders
no, no,
involved in the writing.
no,
So
no,
I'm
no.
glad we don't live in that timeline.
Oh, that would have been terrible. You know, I don't even know if he's a good writer or artist. I just know that he's, greedy.
Oh no, yeah, that one I did too. Okay, I'm gonna sum it up real quick. Okay, he wrote a story about like Sally Acorn and her family have this weird pool that grants you see through things in the universe, but the only way you can access that pool is by getting naked.
What?
And even though Sally barely wears any clothing anyway, the way she is drawn in that comic is very creepy, extremely creepy and very pervy. And it's like, how did anybody at Sega and Archie approve of this? This does not feel right
Oh,
at
Lord.
all. And that's just a taste of some of the craziness that happens in the Ken Penders Sonic comics, okay?
Oof. All right. That's.
So yeah, it's just we are all better off with Ken Penders far away from Sonic.
Oh, you know what? I read that he didn't even technically
Oh,
win
this
those
brain of mine, it's
lawsuits.
got a lot of knowledge, and
Sega and Archie were just like, you know what? We don't care. They didn't
no, what
win.
happened was it's like Sega and Archie didn't. That's the thing; they didn't really put up much of a fight.
So it's not like he triumphed over
That
them. They just
you know,
pitied
and
him.
honestly, like there is a lot of mess. Yeah, it's and I just really hope that Sally Acorn was not involved in all that, or I hope that she can come back in some way because she first appeared in the Sonic Sat AM cartoon. I don't think Penders wrote any of that. So I'm just crossing my fingers that she can come back. I thought she was a fun character, but we haven't seen her since like the end of the old Sonic era comics. So
All right, so let's move on to Sonic Origins, which launches on June 23rd for home consoles and PC.
okay, yeah.
So, as we all know, it has the first three
Oh
Sonic
man,
games
such a wave of nostalgia. Just yeah,
and Sonic
and don't
CD.
forget Sonic CD.
And it is because of this that Sega is removing 1, 2, 3, and CD from digital storefronts after May 20th. Now, they do say there are a couple of exceptions. The Sega Ages on Nintendo Switch and the Sega Genesis Nintendo Switch Online versions will stay, where they are. And, this doesn't mean that if you've bought the game, you can't still play it. But it is a very, as this article rightly points out, it's very anti-consumer. Because it limits people's ability to purchase single games at a reduced price. But yeah, Sonic
Yeah,
Origins
man.
is shaping up to have a lot of issues, and it really just sucks because I was originally looking forward to this. And I mean, I'll probably
I,
still buy it, so I have all.
I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm going to be heartbroken if this ends up being this year's GTA Definitive Edition trilogy
Oh God.
fiasco. If it's the exact same thing. Yeah, I mean, like, Sega, you're doing good. You're doing much better than you were. Please do not screw this up. Please.
On
We
the
all want to enjoy good Sonic games. We want to have younger generation get a chance to play the older stuff so they can, you know, get a chance to play this as well. And yeah, it's very anti-consumer of taking out some of the, like, making it unable to just individually play the games or individually buy the games on their own. If somebody's like, oh, I played the first two Sonics already, let me just get Sonic 3, and hey, I've never played Sonic CD, so I'd like to just buy that. But no, if you know, just this is a very cheap ploy to make it that they can say, oh, people are buying your Sonic Origins like crazy. See, it's doing such top crazy, it's doing some crazy numbers and everything. But that's only because you made it impossible or you made it illegal for anyone to buy the games individually online. That's
crazy.
it's I mean, it's a very dirty tactic is where I'm coming from.
On the plus side, in some senses, it won't be like the GTA remastered or definitive edition because Headcanon, the studio behind remastering the games, has a pretty sturdy track record.
Yeah, okay, so I will say this, unlike the GTA trilogy, the team behind Sonic Origins has already proven to do fairly well at translating or doing a new version, new Sonic games, but just like they are meant to emulate or meant to, harken back to the old days of Sonic. Whereas like GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, that had a team that was like who had done ports for GTA before, the GTA games before, on on mobile phones or mobile screens and everything, and had done a terrible job at that. So they already had a track record of not doing those games justice.
Alright, so, speaking of no justice, let's talk billionaires. Elon Musk bought Twitter! Yay! The end.
I mean, I'm lucky I don't have a Twitter account, so I have no strong feeling one way or the other. Well, that's not entirely true. Just the thing is that with Elon Musk is that okay, he keeps saying he wants to get involved with cleaner air and try and cause less pollution and wants to fund more money for space travel and everything. Those are good causes, but also the guy's been not all that great. How he treats it, it's been well documented that many Tesla employees have not been treated right. And also not even include the fiasco of when COVID was at its peak, and he openly not only denied COVID was a thing, but also refused to buy necessary ventilation systems that would keep his employees safe from COVID. So that guy being the one in charge of Twitter, that's not good. Being in charge of any company, honestly, is not good, let alone Twitter.
Yeah. I will let you finish this story, because I never finished reading it.
Oh, okay. Now, to be fair, it's been I read this at the beginning, a few days ago, so I do a little refresher. So, yeah. For those of you unaware, for the last couple of weeks, there's been this whole thing of Elon Musk buying stock on Twitter and having like at least like $12 million worth of stocks in Twitter, and the board at Twitter was like more than happy to have him as a board member, so he could have like some kind of say in the company. But he ended declining because he just decided, I'm just even though I already own two different companies, I'm going to own a third one because why not? I'm the richest man alive, so let me add Twitter to that as well. So basically, as I said, this week he finalized, or he had secured the fundings for $44 billion to buy out Twitter, and most of the executives are basically okay with this because hey, this is a golden parachute for them. They could just many of them can just walk out and like get paid real nice. But so going forward, but yeah, but basically, like Elon Musk has a history of not only controversial tweets, but also threatening to pull stocks options from Tesla employees if they voted to unionize. He's been investigated by the Securities and Exchange Commission for making a 420 tweet, and he also falsely accused a cave rescuer for being a
Yeah.
the p
You
word,
know.
and downplaying this severity of coronavirus, as I just said earlier. And despite the public outcry against Musk taking over Twitter, some developers have nonetheless found that Twitter offers unique advantages to their business. Like, again, I try my best to say the names properly. Please, go easy on me. So, all right. So the co-founder of Overloop Games, Chandana Ekanayake, uh, is that is the co-founder of Overlaps Games, which is an independent studio that develops colorful action games like Falcon Age and Thirsty Suitors. Oh, Thirsty Suitors, that's the one I saw a trailer for, and I'm really excited for that. Uh, yes, sorry. Got all excited there. So anyway, he tweeted that his company hired most of their team through Twitter hashtags, including visible women and South Asian artists. I said he did an interview with Kotaku earlier that he has employees in the U.S., Canada, UK, China, Australia, and sometimes India and South Africa. And that he's quoted here saying that Twitter has allowed us to find folks around the world and let us stay remote. And he intends to stay on the social media platform until a viable alternative exists. Another developer who's probably going to stay on Twitter for a while is Nia Patel, a freelance video game composer and sound designer. She composed music for Lost Your Marbles on the new Playdate portable console. We're not sponsored here. I'm just saying the facts. And designs sound effects for the indie cooking game Venba. While she criticized the poop zone, I'll just say, yeah, that's my abridged version of Twitter. In the comments of Kotaku, she still found a respectful and welcoming educational game audio community on the platform. She said that she learned more useful skills in a single year on Twitter than in 3 years of undergrad. So, long story short, yes, we are all very concerned of what's going to happen with Elon Musk gaining full control over Twitter. I feel bad for that one guy whose account is designed solely to track Elon Musk's planes, because this is a guy who likes saying he's all about clean energy and trying to, cut carbon emissions. But there's a Twitter account that's devoted purely to tracking how many times he uses a jet plane that is clearly using fossil fuels a lot. So I pray for whoever is running that account. I hope they're going to be okay, and hopefully they can find another site that can report this information on. Because, yeah, I think it's important that anybody in any position of power be called on their crap. Sorry, I'm getting a drink of water.
I'm not. The whole Elon Musk thing is a bit of a mixed bag for me, because I don't know if he's actually going to do much, but there is that concern because he is, a megalomaniac.
I have no doubt that he will use Twitter to twist whatever, like anything that doesn't align with his viewpoints and what he believes is truth. If anything deviates from that, he's gonna try and like either silence it, not maybe like ban it, but he will mess with the algorithm to prevent it from reaching out to a lot of people. Is where I think is what's going to happen.
Kind of like
But
what
also,
Zuckerberg does.
yeah, but if there's one thing about Musk I'll say is that he's not really like far right or far left. He's mostly libertarian with a couple viewpoints. It's like I feel like he does like have some conservative viewpoints, but some liberal viewpoints as well. So I don't think he's good. I don't. So any of the conservatives out there who are going to think that yes, Twitter's going to be our site, it's going to be our thing. Oh, we can say whatever we want now. I don't think he's just going to just let conservatives say whatever they want, unless it's something that he agrees with. So
It's cute that you think
I
conservatives
think he has.
listen to our podcast.
Well, I know they're not listening to the podcast, but hey, I'm saying to our liberal friends, I don't think that Twitter is just going to be the purge, where
Yeah, it's
where
not.
liberals going to be hunted down.
We're not. It's not gonna. He's not gonna just ban that many people from Twitter. He's not the brightest, but he's not an idiot. Well, he's not a complete idiot. You know. More users means more revenue generated, which means more money in his pockets. The biggest concern is going to be how Twitter employees are going to be treated in the future, because he's very anti-union. He's very cut costs wherever possible, except for lining mine and the shareholders' pockets.
Yeah. I think is a possibility, and it's very unfortunate. I hope all Twitter employees are doing well. I hope they are treated well, and I pray for them.
I mean, it's not like he's gonna take them out back and shoot them in the head, but it's
well, not immediately, not in the first year at least.
Oh my god! But no, it'll definitely be harder for them for work wise. There'll be growing pains at the very least.
I do want to say one thing though before we move on is that Twitter itself has not really made a whole lot of money on its own. Like the founder Jack Dorsey, the reason why he kept Twitter going on and why he kept updating and put so much money into it, because he also was like the co-founder of what was it, WhatsApp or some other, I think, title. Like Jack Dorsey was like making all kinds of different apps. I can't remember what are the exact ones, but like he was making money off of those other apps, and like Twitter was sort of like his side thing, or like that was the thing. Even though like it's a big social media platform, like he wasn't really making much money off of that particular app. It was these other apps he was creating that was, funding money, keeping the lights on, and helping him come up with new ideas for Twitter and how to expand upon that. So. And though yes, Elon Musk does have other companies he does own, it's going to be like, I'm sure after a while he's going to realize there's not much worth having Twitter if like it's eating up more money, or if it's like I got to waste money from these two companies to help keep this thing going.
Well,
so
I know you're not on Twitter, so you might not know. Twitter does have ads, and they've introduced some kind of subscription service called Twitter Blue. I'm not entirely sure of the benefits because I never looked into it because it just seems dumb to me. But I know one of the things is you can upload long videos. People have uploaded whole episodes of like cartoons before.
Okay.
So, Twitter has ways of making money. But, I'm not entirely sure why he bought Twitter. I don't know if it's to silence critics, or if he just wants to flex, or if he wanted to be like, oops, I can't stop world hunger now because I just spent $45 billion instead of the $8 billion, I said I'd spend if you gave me a budget that would fix it, which the UN did.
I think it's A. He wanted to silence his critics. Final answer.
Final answer. Double
Yeah.
jeopardy. All right, so this next story is it's a little lengthy. So I'm not gonna go too in depth, but shout out to Star Wars for being really on the move with video games. There's like a bunch coming out in the
I
next few
mean,
years.
well, to be fair, there's been Star Wars games since the beginning of video games.
Yes,
Like
this is true.
even back in the Atari 2600 and the Commodore 64, there's been Star Wars games.
Yep, and it just keeps going and it won't stop.
Yeah.
So first off, we have to mention the Skywalker saga, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker
Lego
saga.
Star Wars, yes. And I will be getting that soon.
Yeah, it looks amazing,
it's like,
especially compared to previous Lego games.
dude, I am a massive Lego Star Wars fan, and this is bringing back waves of nostalgia. Like this is again, this is this is what the GTA Definitive Edition should have been. Dang it!
But yeah, and real quick, so I've been watching regular show, and I never realized that Skips is voiced by Mark Hamill. Which is just, it's really funny to me. I don't know why, because I know Hamill is a voice actor. I know he voiced Joker in the Batman animated series.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, and I know he's done, goofy roles in the past. It's just, it's mind-blowing, because I never realized it.
Oh, man, the list of, like, voices Mark Hamill's done is insane. Yeah. Pretty sure, oh, man.
He's done a lot.
Oh, yeah, he was also the voice. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking, like, also the voice of the Hobgoblin, the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s. Well, we don't have time to look at his IMDb, okay?
Yeah.
We've got, there's plenty of new stuff coming up for Star Wars.
Yeah, so, I guess the reason I felt like there haven't been a lot of Star Wars games recently is because there haven't been a lot of Star Wars games recently, because EA had an exclusive deal with the franchise and only put out a handful of games. And that was like 10 years long.
Which, I'm not trying to give EA ideas, but it's like, this is Star Wars. You had the resources to do all kinds of crazy out there. You could do a genre game of any and put a Star Wars theme on it, and yet they didn't. That feels weird.
Bro,
they're like, oh no, we're just gonna make Battlefront games and like add a bunch of microtransactions and loot boxes. Like that's where the money is.
And I mean, there's a Star Wars role-playing game, which is really fun, actually.
I mean, but it's tabletop. Like there were Look, I grew up with Star Wars racing games. I grew up with like Star Wars adventure and platformers. I even grew up with a bad Star Wars fighting game, which was referenced in the Han Solo movie, which I that blew my mind. When they mentioned the name of that game.
Fighting games, Star Wars Hunter is an arena brawler.
Yes.
That's coming. It'll be an online PvP game for mobile, and it includes 2 jawas and a trench coat.
I saw that sentence, and I'm like, this has got to be great. This game better be amazing because I want to main those characters.
And
I want so badly to like.
It gets better.
2 Jawas in a trench coat.
You want to know who's developing it? The people behind Farmville.
Who? Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's going to be a little interesting.
Have they ever done a fighting or a action game before?
I don't know. I didn't even know their name until, this article said it.
Well, again, like you give me a Star Wars game where I can play as two Jawas in a trench coat, I'm like, I'll pre-order it. I don't like pre-ordering anything, but I'll pre-order this.
So there's also EA is still making Star Wars games, and they're working with Respawn on all of them, including an untitled Star Wars first-person shooter game that's not related to Star Wars Battlefront. It's being led by the Medal of Honor Above and Beyond director, and that's about all that's known.
And also, they're doing Jedi Fallen Order.
Are they?
Yeah, there's they announced a while ago there was going to be a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order.
I see it right here.
Yeah. So, is it already on the list, or
yeah, it's on the list.
It's later on. I jumped forward. I apologize.
Oh, that's fine. It's also, like you said, it's also EA published, and there's a third one, which is a strategy game, which, again, it's Star Wars. Just about every genre you can fit into Star Wars, or you can fit Star Wars into any genre. Heck, if there was a Star Wars mystery game where you played as some kind of detective, I would play the heck out of that.
Yes,
Ace Attorney Star Wars.
Unlike that big city planet was a Coruscant. It showed a lot in the prequel films, but that massive city with all these floating cars and everything.
Is that
you
could do have the chase scene because someone tries to kill.
Yes.
I do remember that
in Attack of the Clones. And you know what? I will always say that Attack of the Clones is better than Phantom Menace because I like the idea of Obi-Wan being a detective, figuring out what's the mystery going on, all these assassination attempts, and the mystery of this clone factory that's cloning Jango Fett. That part of the movie I really liked. And if they did more stuff like that, of a detective in the Star Wars universe, trying to figure out some kind of big conspiracy or just, a series of murders, I would totally be in on that.
So, moving on from EA, we've got Knights of the Old Republic remake being headed by Aspyr and Sony.
Yep. I said this got a lot of hype. Was this 2 years ago? It's been a while since
It's been a while
since they teased. Yeah, I'm about to say. I think this one was a tease that came out 2 years ago, and
I feel like we started doing the digest in 2021, maybe end of 2020.
Okay. So it was maybe a year and a half, probably.
Yeah,
so
something like
not
that.
quite 2 years, but
again, together.
Tell me about it. These last 3 years of we're in the middle of a pandemic. Things are slightly getting better. Oh no, they're back to being bad. Oh no, even worse. Oh, but they're getting better. And right now people want to act like it's all over, everything's okay, and we all can go back to the theaters and go back to being within hugging distance with each other and everything. And I'm still keeping my mask on, man. I'm still keeping my guard up, it's
All right. So you're talking about how the world is opening back up. Let's briefly mention the untitled open world Star Wars game. See what I did there? Anyway, Ubisoft Massive is in development, leading the development of this open world game. It was originally announced January 2021, after the revival of Lucasfilm games. Excuse me.
I wish it was just called LucasArts. LucasArts was just a better title, and again, I'm speaking as somebody who grew up with a lot of LucasArts games. It's this this Lucasfilm Games, they thought of that name at first when they were developing the studio, and they said, "Nah, this name is not going to work. Let's do Lucas Arts. That rolls with tongue, and it does." This Lucasfilm Games title, but one thing to mention about this part right here is that in the article they are showing the image of that canceled Star Wars bounty hunter game 1313. That would have had Boba Fett at the either as a playable character or an unlockable character, and yeah, it still hurts that
Boba Fett's overrated.
that game never happened.
All right.
But speaking of disappointment, let's talk about Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dreams. Wait, so what disappointment did they do? I missed it. Oh, wait.
I mean, they're accused of studio having toxic working conditions, and
employee crunch.
I mean, yeah. I don't remember if I read the article that there's also like a sexual assault allegation as well with somebody involved there, but again, like, I don't want to spread misinformation, but it's not doesn't seem all that crazy nowadays.
Nope. What is it with French game studios and harassment? Am I right? No, that's a joke, my dudes. Although, you know, Ubisoft is a French gaming company.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Is like I do remember seeing the trailer for this. It was at the last Game Awards, and well, all of us were watching this trailer. We were all like, "This looks so cool. This looks so detailed. This could be a crazy, weird plot." And literally, the logo of the company came up, and everyone went, "Oh no." Everyone let out a depressing sigh, and I think even like a couple streams that I watched of the Game Awards announcements, I think a few of the hosts laughed because they were like, "Wow, that one logo killed the entire mood." That's kind of funny.
Oh my god!
Oh man,
that is funny though.
Yeah.
And last and not least, I guess, we've got Skydance. Wait, hold on.
Isn't that the title? Isn't that the name of the company that it's under?
Yeah, it
J.J.
is.
Abrams?
It's the name of a company. I'm like, Skydance. Wow,
Okay.
what an interesting name for the game. And I'm like, oh wait. It's supposed to be a richly cinematic action-adventure game featuring an original story inside the Star Wars galaxy. It is led by Amy Hennig, who previously worked on the Uncharted series.
Yeah.
Which my mom really wants to watch the Uncharted movie.
I like the movie, but it's not going to compare to the games.
She's probably going to love it then. If you liked it.
All right. Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
You hated the Resident Evil movie, right? On Netflix.
Yeah.
She and Bert loved it.
Okay.
I love them, and to each their own.
I mean, I am no longer 16, so I'm not gonna hang my nose up at people whose movie taste is different than mine. I'm not that person anymore. But also, like, there's not a good Resident Evil movie. The very first, like, Paul W.S. Anderson one, at least is somewhat familiar to the game, but it also does its own weird, like, Matrixy-esque action to it that
it just doesn't work.
That feels kind of out of place. But that's the only one that's decent. Every other Resident Evil movie is terrible, and its own unique level of terrible. That's just my 2 cents.
Yes, just Jordan's opinion.
I hold no grudge against anyone who likes those movies. Yeah. Oop.
Let's get to some positives.
And well, I wanted to say, like, was there any one of these that stood out to you as like the thing you were the most excited about of
Hold
these
on.
Star Wars
let
game
me go.
announcements?
Let me go back to the article. I've already forgotten all the games.
I mean, the Star Wars Hunters again playing a two Jawas in a trench coat, like that puts it high on my list. But I gotta say, I am very anxious to what Amy Hennig can do, what she can write a story about Star Wars or a Star Wars story. Because again, I love those Uncharted games, and yeah, that one I haven't seen any footage of, but I have full confidence that she's going to do something really cool with the world of Star with the universe that she has at her feet.
I think the two I look forward to the most are the Fallen Order sequel because I've never played Fallen Order, but I've heard good things about it, and the Knights of the Old Republic remake because I do like me some RPGs.
I would say also put that as well because Knights of the Old Republic is a classic. It is up there on one of my favorite RPGs. I may or may not find time to do a top a top five, bottom five of RPGs that I played in my life, but I gotta get through the Batman list before I can even think about other lists. But no, I would put Knights of the Old Republic as high on the list of RPGs.
Okay, so let's talk about some
So,
Pokemon cards.
oh boy, we got some Pokemon news for you today.
Yeah, three whole stories. Whoa! So,
You gotta catch them all, Steven.
gotta catch them
Gotta
all.
catch them all.
So, since 2015, the Millennium Print Group is the manufacturer of the Pokemon trading card game. The Pokemon Company has recently announced that it is acquiring MPG. According to their press release, Millennium will remain autonomous while benefiting from TPC's investments and expertise to expand its current production capabilities. Now, we've covered it before, but if you'll remember, during the height of the pandemic, buying Pokemon cards was next to impossible.
We know from experience.
Yes. And can I just say, I'm so glad I got out of collecting cards. It was really expensive and takes up a lot of space.
I'm probably going to sell. I'm going to sell at least most of my cards within the next few days or next few weeks because a, I need to save up room. B, I need money bad. And C, it's like some of those. Like, I do love the art for a lot of cards, but it really was like the hype around everything and the
Yeah.
hopes that maybe this could be big someday. And
Maybe
it's
we'll get the
I
big
think some of the cards'
cards.
values are already going down. So
Yeah.
yeah, good luck with that.
That's actually, pretty much the story. The Pokemon Company has bought the
I will say
card. What will you say, Jordan?
I would have thought this would happen sooner, honestly.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time.
Hmm. So, but again, we got. Don't worry, guys. We got plenty more news coming up, Pokemon related. So, let's go to the fest of 2022.
2022.
Uh,
All right, so this one will be of
I,
interest to my mom because she loves Pokemon Go.
hey, it was fun for a while. Not gonna lie, it was. I played a little for a little bit.
Gas just got really expensive.
Of course, I think it was like the early days of like with it just being Gen 1 and then slowly introducing Gen 2,
Mm-hmm.
and it was more like I don't know if I want to go past this,
The
or
novelty wore
I don't know if
off.
I like Gen 3. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, June 4th and June
Which
5th.
happens, it's nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever. June 4th and June 5th. Pokemon Go Fest 2022 is happening. For $15, you will get a ticket to the event. The event includes rotating habitats, landform shaman, shiny debuts, and customized special research, which will let players set their own difficulty levels. So, you can play without paying for a ticket. Uh, the majority of extra Pokemon appearing in the wild. Actually, hold on, I misread that. The increase in Pokemon appearing, access to most of the brand new shinies, and collaborative challenge events each hour will be available, as well as a short free special research story on the Sunday. Now, these shinies include Shroomish, Numel, Carablast, Axew, and Shelmet. There's also the unknown Bee shiny, but it is only available to ticket holders. Bee also comes alongside an increased shiny rate for the rest of the Pokemon. Let's see. On Saturday, if you pay for the $15 ticket, you get an extra day of the Global Challenge Arena, increased shiny rates across all Pokemon types, and the unknown shiny. Let's see. The goal of all of this is to encounter landform shaman. There's two factors of customization: difficulty and gameplay focus. So, there will be relaxed, standard, and mastered versions of the challenge, and these different levels haven't been detailed yet, but the only difference in the outcome appears to be the stickers. As for the gameplay change, it seems that you'll be able to change the focus of how you play, between catch, explore, or battle. So if you like to catch Pokemon more, the special research will be focused on that. If you like to battle, it'll be focused on that. The battling aspect does not require you to walk around as much or move around as much as catching or exploring would. But that is about all the details we have, besides a special research story on Sunday. Alright.
Okay.
Sorry, I like verbally threw up.
Yeah, it's seeming like honestly, like I've been out of the loop for modern Pokemon Go stuff, so like it's seemingly like they're still like in mostly Gen 3. Oh no, there's actually a few Gen 5. I do like Gen 5, but even then I don't think there's anything there that would have been like, oh, I've got to get back into Pokemon Go, or I've got to like see what they have, and maybe I can get Chandelure, maybe. And it's like, nothing about it really like, tells me like I've got to get back into this, really.
Yeah, my mom really likes Pokemon Go, so, cool. And finally,
I mean, Landform Shaman is pretty cute, so
yeah,
I get it.
Shaman is pretty cute in general. And I will let Jordan serenade you with this last story.
Oh boy. So, we have talked a lot about game companies and how they have not always treated their employees right. We just covered the story about a guy taking over a company, and his history of like treating employees has not been great. But Here we have Game Freak. I feel like one of the biggest gaming companies out there, or certainly a company that's in charge of one of the biggest brands out there, establishing a work-life balance that allows things to be more flexible for their employees and adopting more progressive work policies, which is a breath of fresh air in a dystopian society we live in, where corporations are just constantly making life even harder and more stressful for their employees. But I digress. Let's see here. The studio behind Pokemon is moving to an optional 4-day work week. Game Freak is announcing this work policy on Tuesday, citing a desire to give employees more flexibility. The move comes as other studios are implementing similar policies and is at odds with fans' perceptions of a studio constantly Yeah, it's like, oh wait, it's at odds with the fans' perceptions of a studio constantly grinding away to quickly release new games like Pokemon Legends Arceus. So that does end up creating a weird image, or it does end up like, yeah, well, yes, you wouldn't think Game Freak would be the one doing this because they're known for pumping for like trying to release as many games as possible, trying to release so many like next gen games as quickly as possible to get to the next thing and so the next person nice. But hey, maybe they're starting to change it around. Anyway, so this quote from Game Freak is work-life balance has always been a priority for us, and since the beginning of our studio, we have empowered our teams to strike the right balance between their professional and private life based on their unique needs, thanks to unlimited holidays, hybrid working, and no set work hours. I seriously doubt you've always had this policy, but hey, starting something new, creating trying to make things a little easier for your employees is a step in the right direction. Furthermore, so the policy allows staff to apply for an extra day off each week, typically with the aim of giving them more time to take care of young children or elderly families. The time off isn't paid, however. Employees who opt for the 4-day work week will see their take-home pay decrease by 20%, which is not so great. It's also unclear if the program is meant to be used whenever or only on the occasional basis. Studios like Bugsnax maker Young Horses and Guardians of the Galaxy maker Eidos Montreal have also implemented 4-day work weeks, but without cutting pay. So, yeah. Funny how it's beginning of this article with a little bit of praise for Game Freak for totally doing the right thing. Well, there are two companies out there who have done the righter way, and some would say the proper way how to handle this 4-day week schedule. So, in February, Game Freak released a next gen. Yeah, they made the announcement for the next gen of Pokemon games, which is Scarlet and Violet, coming to Switch by the end of the year, no less. And it's so quickly after January's like big Arceus release and the remix of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and fans like us are starting to speculate about like the working conditions of the company and whether employees were crunching to churn out so many new games. And man, it's like, again, I've been the guy who's been rooting for Game Freak for the longest time. Even when they made some not so great decisions, I've always been like, but you gotta wait and see. But hey, they still made some great stuff, right? And I've become more and more of a cynic over the years. And while at the very least they're giving their employees options to have an extra day off around the week, it's still kind of scummy that this is probably going to hurt their paycheck in the long run, or they don't offer some compensations like the two other companies like Eidos Montreal and Young Horses. Anyway, you got thoughts on this, Steven?
I do like that they're making it optional. It sucks
Yeah,
that they're
yeah.
taking, those who work, choose to work 4 days a week, get a 20%, pay cut basically. Um, but, I can see it being helpful for those who have families they need to take care of.
I can say that at the very least, for those who do need to look after their families for any reason, they can make this option, and they won't get like suspended, written up, or fired from this. So there's at least that. But it sucks they're even in that position. To anybody who would be in the position in the first place, they would like have to leave work and to head home for any sort of thing. And the possibility of them losing their jobs should not be a thing, but it is, unfortunately, especially here in the States. And not to mention countries like South Korea and whatnot.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just the world we live in right now.
The dystopian nightmare we're all stuck in.
Hmm. Well, that is all the stories we have for you today. So, until next
It
time.
wasn't a whole lot, but I hope you all enjoyed.
Yep. And until next time, stay cool.
Menu Heroes blasting off again!